yellow again, everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown right along ringside, ready to go. Another one, big one, Championship Wrestling. We've got a couple of special announcements. We'll get to that in a moment. David, how about our card today?
Opening match today, single match. The Big Angel from Portland, Oregon, going to be in here in a single match against Carl Fergie. Then comes a special match. This one will be 2 out of 3 falls. There will be a 45-minute time limit on it, but a no disqualification match. And in this one, Ken Lucas and Rick Morton will be going against Jimmy Valiant and Tojo Yamamoto. Not only that, we do have a standby match, depending on the time situation. Tommy Rich, Coco Ware standing by to take on Roger Kirby and Guy Mitchell. That's one of those that if there is time, because, again, there is a 45-minute time limit on the Valiant Tojo, Lucas, and Rick Morton match.
I hope we have time for that, too. That'll be a dynamite match indeed to see the Southern Tag Team Champs not put their belts up in a non-title match against Tommy and Coco. We'll just have to wait and see about that. Plus the fact, Dave, that today we've got something else that I think is going to be most interesting. I have had, I guess, a jillion questions pertaining to Jerry the King Lawler. When's he going to get back and so forth? Okay, the time is near. Jerry will be here with us today. He will make the announcement about when his first match is going to be. And by the way, it is a most unusual match. I am sure that you can well imagine that he's got Jimmy Hart right up on top of his priority list in there. Yeah. But the match is going to be against an opponent of Hart's selection. And then if Jerry takes care of that opponent, then he's going to get 5 minutes with Jimmy Hart in the ring, and that's what he wants. We'll have more about that and all of it. We better get started. You stay right where you are. Call a friend. Championship Wrestling a buzzing today, and we'll be back with the first of our return grudge matches on TV ever with Ken Lucas, Rick Morton going against Handsome Jimmy and Tojo in just a moment. Fergie already in the ring, really an outstanding wrestler. We love to see Carl wrestle because he is such a professional. Jerry Calhoun in the ring. Here comes Jimmy Hart, chief cheerleader with a Big Angel out of Portland, Oregon. And Jimmy coming around for what purpose, Jimmy?
Let me tell you something, Lance Russell. I have never been more serious in my life than I'm standing out here telling you today. Everybody knows that Jerry Lawler wants Jimmy Hart.
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
So do you.
Well, let me just tell you something, okay? I have gone out, and I've signed the meanest man in professional wrestling, the Angel. And the new Southern Heavyweight title. See, I'm so right now. I don't know. I'm just telling you right now one thing. I've just signed Kirby and Mitchell, and I've signed the Angel. Jerry Lawler, I know you want me. You have got the chance of your lifetime right now, Lawler, and that's to walk through those doors and shake my hand and patch this thing up. Because I promise you, if it takes every penny that I can scrape up, if it takes everything I do, Lawler, I'll swear on a Bible, I swear on my mother's life right now. If you want to patch this thing up, let's do it, baby, because if you don't, you will never wrestle again. And I promise you that. You will never get in that ring again because I promise you I will put you out of professional wrestling forever. You understand? Now, he's got a chance to come out here right now if he wants to and shake my hand, baby, and it's over. But if not, his career will be over.
Yeah, I hear you, Jimmy. Well, you can figure you got about 2 chances, like the old saying is, slim and none of his come out of here and shaking your hand. Jimmy Hart offering Lawler the opportunity to make up with him and all of that. Okay, Dave, let's get ready for this opening bout.
1 fall, 15-minute time limit match introducing from Portland, Oregon, 250 pounds on the left, the Angel. And on the right of the screen from Atlanta, Georgia, 228 pounds, Carl Fergie. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit match. The referee, Jerry Calhoun.
Jimmy Hart out of the ring, but still strolling. The opening of the bout, Dave, and the Angel started out nailing him with that big glove he's got on.
Fergie whipped across the ring. The Angel with a boot. Going with a claw. Got that big glove on the controversial glove, too, on the right hand. Fergie with a right hand. Trying to battle his way out of it. The Angel hanging on. Fergie finally broke it. Angel right back on him. Grabs him again, top of the head.
Hart Piper over at ringside doing the cheerleading and all as he's screaming to the Angel, keep it up, keep it up. He's given up, he's given up. Carl Fergie a long way from that, Dave. He's battling back, trying to.
He's not giving up at all. His right hand again. Angel's got him back on the ropes. Referee Jerry Calhoun's going to require a break back there. Oh, Angel shoves the referee down. Calhoun again, trying to get the Angel to break on the ropes. And again, Jerry Calhoun is pushed down.
That's going to be it.
Yes, sir. He calls for the bell to be rung. Disqualification on the Angel, and certainly a good decision by the referee. The Angel not breaking the hold, though. He's still got Carl Fergie pinned over on the apron. He's got that big right hand on top of Fergie's forehead. Calhoun still trying to get him broken up. He's telling Hart now. They can break it. Here comes Rick Morton, Ken Lucas. The Angel gets out of the ring as they appear.
The official verdict went the other way, though, Dave.
Carl Fergie gets the win. That's right. Time on it, 1:23, 1:23. Disqualification on the Angel.
Big, powerful Angel started right out by nailing Carl right in the back of the neck with that gloved right hand that he says is for support, where he injured in an accident. And Rick Morton and Ken Lucas helping him out. Carl does get his hand raised on the disqualification. So, in the opening bout, we didn't have very long of it. There's lots of action in there, but we've got plenty more to come. We've got that big return match that'll be coming up here. Our TV return match with Ken Lucas and Rick Morton going against Valiant and Yamamoto. All of that action right after we take time out. We'll be back to talk with the King about his future plans. Back to Wave Country's Championship Wrestling coming up in just a moment. I do want to remind you, Tuesday night, man, a complete card which we'll give you a little later. Two big main event matches. Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Tojo Yamamoto face Tommy Wildfire Rich and Coco Ware in a return match. And then it's going to be Big Guy Mitchell and Roger Kirby, the AWA Southern Tag Champions, facing Bill Dundee and Rick Morton in the Louisville Gardens. Before we get into anything, I want to mention that this hole that you and Roger Kirby have used already put 3 or 4 people out. It looks like it's a whale of a lot more dangerous than the
TV
pile
announcer, what I would like to say to you, I really don't care what you think. I don't care what most promoters think. All I'm doing is stepping into the ring with my partner here, and we are showing these people what wrestling is all about. Remember, if you cannot take it, get out. That's simple. You understand? What is your name?
I understand.
I'm really not interested.
Yeah, okay.
But what I would like to say, we are going to cripple many wrestlers. We are going to hurt many wrestlers. The idea, it says professional wrestling on the marquee outside.
That's right, professional wrestling.
Mr. Kirby and I do not rely on punching, kicking, eye gouging, or whatever. We are wrestlers, we are tough, and we are going to prove to the people in this area what wrestling is all about. And then a little wrestler come in by the name of Dundee, sticking his nose into our business. He kept jumping into the ring because we hurt him. We hurt him. We made a mistake. He came back, Lance. He came back.
That's right. He'll be back Tuesday night.
This was his mistake. You know, when he come back, this is his mistake because now we're going to have to cripple him again. You know, people say we brag and boast. And, you know, well, maybe we do. But we're the champions, so...
You're the champions. There's no doubt about that. But Dundee's got a long memory.
He has got a partner because we hurt his other partner. But we will destroy.
Tuesday night. You'll see him.
Defeat these men.
Big return match coming up in just a moment with Lucas and Morton against Valiant and Tojo. Was standing here. No identification necessary. The King out here. Jerry, thank you for coming out here. We told him at the very opening of the program big news today. You're going to be telling us about the official plans for your doctor release and when you can officially get back into action in there. And I already mentioned the unusual bout that will be your opener in there.
Well, this is the day, Lance, that I've been waiting for almost 11 months now. It was February the 3rd when I broke my leg, and I came out here several times and then trips back and forth to the doctor, and I'm sure my doctor's glad to get rid of me. You know, I've been driving him crazy. When can I start? When can I start? So he has finally given me the release date of, he said, you can start back any time after Christmas. So I said, the day after, or the week after Christmas, that's when I'll be starting.
Right.
And I've had, I've tried my leg, tested it out in a couple of towns here and there, and it's feeling really good. And so this will be the first time I'll try any single matches, and I'm just really looking forward to it. And like you said, I couldn't be more pleased with the match that I was able to sign. Naturally, when I went to Eddie Marlin and the promotion, I said I would like my first match to be against Jimmy Hart.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, well, but they couldn't seem to get Hart's name on the contract. Yeah. So what they were able to do, Hart made a counteroffer, and he said, well, anyway, the gist of it, the match that we've got signed is, I'll wrestle an opponent of Hart's choosing. Anybody that he chooses, I don't care who it is. If I win, then right after the match, I get minutes alone with Jimmy Hart, with nobody, no referee in the ring, just me and Jimmy Hart.
Well, you hear the reaction of the people from it. Jerry, I got to say this. You already busted Hart's jaw a couple of times. I would think that would be sufficient.
Well, you would think that, but I don't think that. Let me just explain something to you. It's hard to put into words the feeling that I had with this guy. At one time we were closest friends, yeah. And I think I really feel like that if you don't really care about somebody, if you don't really care for someone, there's no way you have to love somebody to be able to hate them. In other words, if I didn't really care about Jimmy Hart, what he did wouldn't have made that much difference, because it wouldn't have hurt me. It wouldn't have mattered that much. But I did care about him. We were friends. I did it. I'm not trying to sound like a big shot or anything, but I did a lot for Jimmy Hart. He was singing in a bunch of local clubs around town, trying to make a living, and I took him under my wing, and I took him out and put him in the wrestling business, which there's a lot of guys that would give their right arm to be in this business. It can be a lucrative business, and it has been for Jimmy Hart. It has been for me, and I feel like I gave him the opportunity of his life. And one day I went out, played a football game, and broke my leg, and I just wanted to refresh your memory, mine, and everybody else's. I brought the piece of tape. Now, this is what happened. I broke my leg on a Sunday. Now, I waited, Sunday afternoon, the Channel 5 news people, all the TV news people were there. It was in the newspapers, but I didn't get a call from Jimmy Hart all that evening. I couldn't understand it. The next day's Monday. They had the matches there. No call from Jimmy Hart. All week long, I'm expecting. I tried to get in touch with him. They kept saying he's out, he's not in. All week long went, no call from Jimmy Hart. So the next week, I'm lying there in the hospital bed. And if you roll that film, this is what I saw from Jimmy Hart. Now this will let you know. This will let you know why I'm not content.
In the fact that Lawler did break his leg. He broke both bones, about 6 inches below the knee in the right leg, and a major event. Now I don't think any of us deny. Maybe this man will deny about the tactics that Lawler uses and that sort of thing. But still, he did break his leg. It was an unfortunate thing, and is obviously a great wrestler in the background. We've asked Jimmy, who long before he became the manager, as a matter of fact, was probably Lawler's closest friend and confidant. He was at ringside before he ever became a manager because of his genuine interest in there. We've called him a cheerleader because he's there rooting Lawler on, of course, in the role of manager. He has been more active, if you know what I mean, in the campaign of Lawler, but nobody, I think, is any closer to Jerry. And regardless of what our personal feelings on it, we wanted to go to, so to speak, the horse's mouth and find out from Jerry's closest friend what the conditions of Jerry Lawler and his broken leg, Jimmy.
Are you finally through? Are you through? It's right. Jerry Lawler broke his leg. Big deal, man. Big deal. You know who broke his leg? I'm telling everybody. Jerry Calhoun, baby. Jerry Calhoun broke the man's leg.
Jerry,
But listen, I don't want to talk about that anymore. Listen, let me ask you something, man. If you have a prize racehorse, a thoroughbred, a champion, and he breaks his leg, what do you do to him? What do you do to him, Lance?
Okay.
You shoot him, right? Jerry Lawler is no good to me anymore. He can't make me any more money, baby. He can't make me any more money. The future is now.
Come on,
He's on you.
Hart,
So
you-
listen, don't ever talk about him in front of me again. You understand that? I'm
I
serious.
am not believing what I
Well, I don't care whether you want to believe it or not, but this is the future, baby, and Jimmy Hart's here and Jerry Lawler's not, okay?
You hear those plastic words?
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart's here and Jerry Lawler's not. Well, let me tell Jimmy Hart something. I am here now. And he can make all the threats he wants to. He can tell the people that I will never start back. He can go get Roger Kirby and Mitchell and Eaton, and he can go back and get Ellering. But I don't care who he gets. I'll go through them, and I'm going to get to Jimmy Hart. Because I'm not going to be content until I put Jimmy Hart out of the wrestling business. I was the man responsible for getting him in, and I'm going to be responsible for getting him out. That's as simple as that. He can, you know, I don't care who he gets. I don't care who that first is going to be. I'm going to get Jimmy Hart.
Speaking of Jimmy Hart. Well, at least he knows what he's got in store for him. He said he knows you're going to whip him, Jerry, but you'll have your opportunity after the first match, and you get
I'll
the
tell you what,
minutes.
Lance, it's too good to be true. We'll take
Hey,
it.
no, come on. Hey, no, come on, Jerry. Lawler in the ring with Hart, and Hart went after him. Hart was hollering. Oh, here comes Bobby. The Angel. Lawler in there dusting some noggins. Well, there's something we waited a long time to see. The King back at it. Here comes Mitchell and Kirby. Mitchell, Kirby, the Angels, Lawler, a man possessed. 11 months of having a chance and brooding and thinking about Jimmy Hart. They've got him surrounded now. 4 of them with the King in there. Let's get it broken up, see if we can get. Here comes Lawler trying to battle away from the 4. Somebody else with a ball bat. Here's Carl Fergie, Jerry's cousin. Lawler's got that ball bat now. Parting gesture, Mitchell throws a chair in, but I don't see him hanging around. Everybody's standing on the outside. Of course, Lawler with that ball bat and Carl Fergie with a chair. Boy, a friend indeed was Carl Fergie. Mitchell making an effort at getting back, but a half-hearted one. Lawler took care of that in a hurry. They're getting Eddie Marlin, promoter, trying to get these guys out of this. Fergie standing there with a chair. Lawler with a ball bat. And that's pretty typical of what you might have expected out of Jimmy Hart. He's out here.
Let me just say this. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to hang on to this. And after that first match, Hart, I'm going to shove this you know where, baby.
Okay, it'll be after Christmas, that first match official. That's when the official release date will be. The King, he'll be back in action, and so will we after we take time out for this. Hart out here.
Listen, don't worry about
about Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart's jaw is hurting him right now, and I'm going to do all the talking. He called me in. He called me in. He paid me good money, and I promise you, Mr. Hart, I promise you, that Jerry Lawler, you will never wrestle again because the Dream Machine, 275 pounds of natural brown-eyed, sugar-coated, sweet-loving, hugging soul. You hear me talking to you? Mr. Jimmy Hart, you don't have to worry about nothing. With the money you give me, with the money you paid me, Jerry Lawler, you will never wrestle again. I am not here to wrestle. I want to tell all the people here, I am not here to wrestle. I am here to break his leg if I have to use a baseball bat.
Yeah, I noticed.
If I have to use a baseball bat or these big, powerful arms, no matter how I have to do it, Jerry Lawler, you will never wrestle again.
Well, you may have bitten off more than you can chew. I don't care what kind of money Hart paid you in there, because obviously Lawler is pretty well able to take care of himself.
He ain't, listen, man, listen, I am the man that walked the barbed wire fence 32,000 miles barefooted. I ain't steal stone cake, sap lightning when Brad picked up the blue Guinea rock, caught 9,000 buckshot. You don't have to worry about nothing. As long as I've got that mean green in my hand, Jerry Lawler, you never wrestle Carl Fergie, all these country bumpkins. If you want to stick your nose in it, you'll just take what follows. He has to suffer the consequences because my main man right here paid me good money. Jerry Lawler's leg will be re-broke. Do you hear what I'm saying?
I hear the Dream Machine. Obviously, Lawler didn't want to shake hands with you, Jimmy. So you got other things to look forward to after
Talk to
Christmas
me because
time.
I told you that my man's jaw is hurting. You seen the
ought to
Texas
be.
as Jerry Lawler tried to break his jaw again?
Yeah.
There ain't no way.
Okay. The Dream Machine. That's Jimmy Hart's latest assassin that he's got in here, and obviously using a ball bat, he must be plenty afraid of Lawler. Let's go back to Dave, and we're ready to go with our big return tag match.
Third grudge match coming up here. Boy, don't go anywhere. It's going to be 2 out of 3 falls, 45 minutes to be the overall time limit on it, and there is no disqualification. That's one of the stipulations of the match, no disqualification. And again, it will be a 45-minute time limit match. Looks like everybody's in the ring with official introductions at a total weight of 469 pounds on the left of your screen. From New York City, handsome Jimmy Valiant. From Japan, Tojo Yamamoto. Going against him at a total of 414 pounds. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Ken Lucas. And from Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton. 2 out of 3 falls, 45-minute time limit, no disqualification. The referee, Jerry Calhoun.
Lucas and Morton are ready. Talking about they asked for the no DQ. Lucas and Morton. Sharing some soup. Kenny Lucas is as good as there is anywhere.
Yes, sir. He, as a matter of fact, has said he is a street fighter. He grew up that way. He doesn't mind using it if he has to.
Boy, Kenny really wired and ready to go today, and Rick Morton over there saying, pour it to him. Tojo back, getting some advice and counsel from handsome Jimmy, who the only total conclusion I can make is that he got raised from Neptune or somewhere and just flipped these wigs. Handsome Jimmy says, now he says, let me get in there and take over. Handsome Jimmy comes storming in, Lucas waiting on him. He's telling the referee to make Lucas open up his fist in there. Whoa! Lucas! Spreading a little misery among Yamamoto and Valiant is Kenny. Firing and firing hard. Crowd going with it. Handsome Jimmy and Tojo. Getting back a little bit of what they dished out in their first match. This is a most unusual return TV tag match. Lucas and Morton against Valiant and Tojo.
Wait a minute, baby, wait a minute.
Handsome Jimmy saying, woo, slow everything down. It's all moving too fast. And he ain't seen nothing yet. There's a tag on Rick Morton. Good double team, Lucas and Morton. Handsome Jimmy whipped in, and Rick catches him to the midsection. Gives him up to Ken over in the corner. Jimmy trying to go with a big foot. Rick caught it, put him down, but he gets the tag off to Tojo. And Rick Morton standing waiting on him. Lucas and Morton ready, willing, and proving that they are able against Yamamoto and a Handsome Jimmy. Tojo taking a look at Rick. Now moves in, eyes up, gives him a chop, and Rick comes back swinging that right hand. They undoubtedly are fired up and ready to return anything in kind and a little bit more. Morton and Lucas are. Whip across the rope. Nice hip toss. Took him over. There's the cover, but Tojo's out of it. Morton tags out to Lucas.
Good move by Rick Morton there. As Tojo was in the corner, Rick didn't get trapped in there where Tojo could get to him with the chops. He fired him across the way.
And look at Ken. Luca. Catches Valiant in the midsection. This is the first fall. Best 2 out of 3, 45-minute no disqualification. Morton in again, drops with the elbow on Handsome Jimmy. Plants that hip, takes him up and over, bangs him down into the canvas. Morton Lucas off to a roaring start against Handsome Jimmy and Tojo, and there's the tag on Kenny. Straight up in the air with that knee coming down. Goes into an arm bar.
We're 4 minutes, 45 seconds into it. Remember, the long time limit, 45 minutes on this one.
First fall of action. Uh-oh. Boy, that was so quick. Dave, I missed it. Tojo must have hit him with that shoe.
He did indeed.
I saw him throw it down, but I missed it.
He popped him in the back as he was on the rope.
Yamamoto with Valiant holding. Chops him in the midsection. There he goes with that toe jammed into Morton's midsection. Big chop puts Rick on the canvas. Tag on Handsome Jimmy. Crowd hollering, go, Rick, go. Jimmy unlaces his boots with that elbow. Ken Lucas grabbed a hold of his leg and just jerked him right up in the air off of Morton. Yamamoto blistering away at Morton, but look at Rick. Big tag on Ken Lucas. Yamamoto bowled over by Lucas. Tag on Morton, a flying press. Lucas goes after Valiant. That's 3. All right, first ball. Morton and Lucas, who really wanted this one, Dave, wanted the return, felt like that it was theirs and they deserved it. Come up in the first ball of action, and that flying press out of Rick Morton, and a lot of assistance from Lucas keeping Valiant out of there. And the win goes to Lucas and Morton. What kind of
Time on it was 6 minutes, 29 seconds. 6:29.
29. Big first fall win goes to Ken Lucas and Rick Morton over Handsome Jimmy and Tojo. We've got more action. We'll be back to it in a moment. Back into action here in Wave Country's Championship Wrestling in just a moment. Let me give you the entire card, plus reminding you folks around Carrollton, Kentucky, Thursday, December the 18th at the National Guard Armory. Tojo's going to be there, Tommy Wildfire, Rich, Guy Mitchell, Roger Kirby, Coco Ware. Lots of action. Handsome Jimmy will be in Carrollton also on December the 18th, National Guard Armory. Louisville, Tuesday night. Let me give you this lineup. Sonny King faces Dr. Bill Irwin. Billy Robinson, the world champ, will be going in a non-title bout against Tony Charles. What a great match that'll be. Robert Gibson will be going against Bobby Eaton. Charles will be in Gibson's corner, Hart in Eaton's corner. And then Rich and Ware against Valiant Yamamoto, and Dundee and Rick Morton will be facing Guy Mitchell and Roger Kirby for that AWA Southern Tag Championship match. This, my friend, with a double main event and all the other action, is one you'll want to see Tuesday night in the Gardens. I have with us today our special guest at this time, Bill Superstar Dundee. Bill, after the little meeting in here when Mitchell and Kirby jumped in and jumped you in there, I got to find out how about the neck.
Well, Lance, I appreciate the opportunity to come at you. When I left here last Saturday, I went to the doctor and he x-rayed it. He said, Bill, you're very fortunate as well as being a wrestler that you lifted weights all your life, because the muscles on the back of your neck are bruised and you've tore some tendons, ligaments, but you haven't done no vertebrae, no damage to the vertebrae. So you just put this collar on. You said, go home and take it easy. Now,
feeling some better?
Yeah, I'm feeling real good right now. Now, this, I have said this before. To get in that ring and somebody come in there and wrestle you and beat you 1, 2, 3 is one thing. I mean, I don't win them all. I go in there and do my best. If I win, I'm real happy, and if I lose, I'm a little disappointed, and there's always tomorrow. But Kirby and Mitchell did not come into that ring to wrestle me. They come in to cripple me. They tried their best to put Bill Dundee out of the wrestling business. Now, I come down here with one thought in mind, was to get me a little ringside seat there and just sit there and watch them wrestle. Now, I got a little thought for them. There's only two people know whether I need this brace or not. It's the doctor and me. Now, it may be a month before it comes off officially. It may be a week. And it may be today, it may be tomorrow. Now, like I said, there's only two people know if I need this or not. That's Bill Dundee and his doctor. And that's a little thought I'd like Roger Kirby and Guy Mitchell to think about.
Yeah, so we won't know when the Superstar is going to be ready to get back in there.
I can just say that wherever they are, I'm going to be there watching. And when this is ready to come off, it's coming off, brother, and I'm going to be standing beside him. Thank you.
This is a man that knows how to get even, too, I'll tell you for a fact. Superstar Bill Dundee. All righty, we're ready for the second fall of action. Let's go back to Dave and get this second fall of this 2 out of 3 fall action match underway.
Big action in the first fall. Boy, this second fall promises more of the same. Rick Morton, Ken Lucas, 1 fall up, 6 minutes, 29 seconds. It took them to defeat Tojo Yamamoto and Handsome Jimmy Valiant in the first fall of this match.
It'll be different this time, Billy. There's no rules. No rules out there.
Valiant pointing out correctly, it is a no disqualification match. We're about ready to go with the second fall. Referee signals he is ready. And we're on the way. Again, Lucas Morton, 1 fall up. Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Tojo Yamamoto with a conference as the bell sounds. Rick Morton bearing some of the marks across his chest. And Tojo Yamamoto and those vicious chops that Tojo is so well known for. Rick Morton asking the referee to check Tojo. Morton goes after him. Tojo backs to the rope. Rick Morton fires him across the way. shoulder, puts Morton down. They go off the rope this time. Rick Morton rolls him down. Tojo Yamamoto. Rick Morton being very cautious. Handsome Jimmy wandering up and down the apron. Gets the referee's attention. Oh, Tojo does something to Rick Morton's eye. Morton slammed into the turnbuckle. Valiant covers. Count one, two. Morton breaks it at the 2 count. Valiant. Oh, runs Morton into the turnbuckle. Valiant holding him up while Tojo kicked him. Oh, Tojo with a chop. Drops Morton to the mat. Morton headed for the corner. Needs to get there. Tag Ken Lucas. Tojo drives him back away from the tag. Valiant from outside on the apron. Snaps his neck using the top rope. Tojo tagging Handsome Jimmy. Ken Lucas gets the tag from Rick Morton. Referee didn't see it. Referee was over trying to keep Tojo out. He did not see the tag. And he sends Lucas back outside. Rick Morton has to stay in there. Tojo with the cover. Count of 2. Foot on the rope. Rick Morton has the left foot on the bottom rope. That stops the count at 2. We're 4 minutes into the second fall. First fall went almost 6.5 minutes. Covered by Tojo. Count of 2, count of 3, that's it. Second fall goes to Jimmy Valiant. Tojo Yamamoto. Rick Morton. Caught by Tojo Yamamoto. Tojo did something to his eyes. I don't know if it was his fingernails or what, but he looked across his eyes. And from that point on, Rick Morton not able to mount much offense against Tojo and Handsome Jimmy. Valiant and Tojo pull back even now. It stands at 1 fall apiece. 1 fall apiece in a 2 out of 3 fall match. So we're going to have a third fall to determine a winner.
Boy, I'll tell you, that actually shows you right then and there that both sides, not only Lucas and Morton, Valiant and Yamamoto, at any cost are wanting to win this one, too. And so it's 1 fall apiece. We've got the third fall coming up. We'll be back to it right after we take time out for this. Russell and Dave Brown with Championship Wrestling ready to go with the third and what will have to be the final fall of action. Handsome Jimmy. Yeah, one more is right, Jimmy. Tojo Yamamoto coming in with Handsome Jimmy, and across the ring, Lucas and Morton, and just as couple of determined gentlemen as you'll ever see. Lucas, who had a tough second fall of action in there at the hands of Yamamoto and Handsome Jimmy. Bell time. We are ready. Out of the corner. Here comes Tojo and Rick Morton, the winner and loser of the second fall. It is 1 fall apiece. The last fall was
4:10.
4 minutes and 10 seconds.
And about 6.5 in the first one. So We're already a little over 10 minutes in wrestling time in the match.
Morton being warned by the referee with those fists doubled up. It is a no disqualification match, so the referee is doing what he is supposed to do, and that is keep it as close and as much under control as he possibly can. Well, that may not be easy with this foursome.
No. Hey, good move by Morton. He stepped over again, jumps over Tojo.
Come on, one. You got about 1 1/3 out of that. That's tag on Ken Lucas. Kenny, burning, seething, comes out smoking on Tojo Yamamoto.
You know, I was just thinking, I don't believe Kenny officially got into the second fall at all. Yamamoto and Valiant able to keep Rick Morton in there the whole time.
You saw Tojo. They had a great shot of his horsing around his tights in there, and you never can tell. He has been known to carry bags of salt and a little other thing. Ken Lucas standing side headlock. Yamamoto a handful of hair, and the referee pulls the hand away. Now he's trying to, again, pull it out. Tojo, however, backed up enough to tag Handsome Jimmy. The Wild Man comes in, grabs Ken Lucas, pressures him on the right side of the neck. And Handsome Jimmy takes him down to the mat. Rick Morton comes in and his nickel's worth.
Valiant converted that pressure hold to a chokehold rather easily.
Really. Tojo takes over, and the referee says, did you tag? The crowd says no. Again, I was watching the action and didn't really notice whether they did tag or not. I guess it's academic at this point. Rick Morton, yeah, there goes Tojo at the eyes of Lucas, and that's what Morton's screaming about.
That's what happened to Rick in the second fall. Oh, Kenny over the top rope. But remember, it's a no disqualification match.
Kenny fired down on the floor. Yamamoto, while Jimmy is with Rick Morton, Yamamoto picks that shoe up and slams Ken Lucas. He's banging on him. The referee involved with Morton and Handsome Jimmy. And Lucas squeezes back under the rope. Ken has really been roughed up. Tojo just pounded him with a shoe. And again, Yamamoto goes for the eyes as Valiant with the referee over by Morton. Jimmy rolls Kenny into the rope. Rick Morton comes over to try to help him. Again, having trouble with his vision. Missed a couple of shots at Handsome Jimmy. Tojo, big chop. Goes for the abdominal grab on Lucas. Wow, trying to get Lucas stirred up to get him out. He does. But Handsome Jimmy, without the benefit of a tag, comes in and nails Lucas again. The referee runs Jimmy out of it. There's a tag on Valiant from Yamamoto. The referee trying to back Valiant away from Lucas, who was over the rope. Ken having a difficult time holding his eyes open as Yamamoto again goes to his tights and to Lucas's eyes. Jimmy again with that pressure hold only across the throat. Plain ordinary choke, that's what it is. Look at Morton go with Valiant while Tojo working on Lucas. Ken misses a left and right. Yamamoto and Valiant both in there, and the referee's trying to get Yamamoto out. He does. Tag from Jimmy to Yamamoto. Tojo after that abdominal grab. Lucas having no part of it. He's trying to battle his way up the way he did last time. And Valiant comes in. This is the third fall, one fall apiece leading up to this one. Ken trying to get a tag on Rick Morton. He does.
Got it, but did Jerry Calhoun, the referee, see it? They're going to let him stay in there.
It's over with Yamamoto trying to get Tojo out. He runs Morton out as Tojo comes in and stops Ken. 1, 2. And Kenny kicks his way out. Valiant, without benefit of the tag, is being run out by the referee. Morton going after Yamamoto.
Valiant, boy, he hit Lucas with a pile driver. He's choking him. Look out. Mitchell and Kirby in there.
Referee's hollering, stop it, Dave.
Match is stopped.
Fergie off the rope while Mitchell held him right down on the neck. Get up there, that neck brace on Dave, or it's gone.
Dundee, after Kirby and Mitchell, Rick Morton has produced a chair from ringside. He drives Roger Kirby out of there. Dundee working on Guy Mitchell. Morton with Kirby. Dundee takes a couple of swings at him. Kenny Lucas, meanwhile, laying up there in the ring.
Ooh, Billy came in firing. They were giving Ken Lucas the same kind of treatment Bill just saw from him not very long ago. Stretched him out and then dropped right off of that rope down on the neck of Lucas. Took it backward. His partner, Rick Morton, over there calling for some help to get Kenny out of there.
Well, the referee is reaffirming the fact that the match was stopped.
When all of the action came in from the outside, referee Jerry Calhoun stopped the match. Now, they're picking Ken up, Coco Ware and Rick Morton, referee Robbie Robinson helping carrying out. So, the bout has been stopped. We're going to take time out right now. We'll be back in just a moment. Still got action to come. You'll want to see it right here on Channel 3's Championship Wrestling. Tommy and Coco going to be going against Handsome Jimmy and Tojo Tuesday night in the Garden. Tommy.
No, that's exactly right, Lynch. You know, we feel like Coco and myself, we talked about it. It got wild last week, and we won the fight.
Got the hand.
Coco and myself, we talked about it, and we don't feel like we won the battle. So I'm making Jimmy Valiant and Tojo Yamamoto and the rest of the people a promise. When it's all over, there's going to be some blood, but it ain't going to be on Coco and myself. It's going to be on them.
Good luck to you guys Tuesday night in there. I want to call the superstar in. He'll be with Rick Morton against Mitchell and Kirby. They obviously are making it very plain. They intend to hurt people, Bill, and that's the kind of attitude they've got.
Yeah, that's what they do, and the way they're doing it, Lance, they jump in and the backstab you. They don't do it when it's face on. Now, that's right. They hurt Ken Lucas and they've hurt me. But just let me tell you this. They didn't do it face on. When your back was turned, they jumped in the ring. There was 2 other guys in the ring, and they took advantage of the situation. Now, I'm not knocking Kirby, and I'm not knocking Mitchell. They're both big, strong, and very good wrestlers. But me and Rick Morton, I would imagine they're going around town and they're saying, how can 2 midgets beat 2 big guys like us? Well, just let me ask you this, Lance. Have you ever heard the story of David and Goliath?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Now, that's what they do. They sell you short. They go into the ring and say, well, we don't have to work out for this. I said, this is a pushover. This is a piece of cake. But just let me tell you this. They never did hurt me when I was facing them, and they never hurt Ken Lucas when he was facing them. And like I said, they're the champions. Rick and I would also be the champions, and we'd like to be the champions again. But if we don't win, they're still going to know to be in a wrestling match. And
I know one thing, too. They're going to also find out that Rick Morton, because of not only what they've done to him, but what they did to Ken Lucas, and yourself, you'll have a very individual and personal reason for getting that
That's
after
right, Lance.
these
I can
guys.
just go leave you with this little thought. One of them is going to feel what it's like to wear that collar for a week or so, because that's the only thing I got in my mind is to hurt one. Thank you.
Superstar Bill Dundee, he and Rick Morton going after Mitchell and Kirby. What a double main event. What a great card. Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. Worth that trip out there, my friend. A good time to go get it. You come see it. Exciting show today, David, but we're out of time.
Yes, we are.
We'll see you next week. For Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.